Okay, we're going to look at doing a throw and returning information back with the throw so that we can get more information. This is a Windows form, but it runs the same way in a web application or in a console application. So I'm going to make a module, actually make a function. I'm going to call it run do, and that's where we're going to make the error actually happen. So make it a private, make it a void, because we're not going to return any information here. The throw itself is going to return the information. Okay, so there's our function. So we're going to make a try catch in here, and then we're going to cause a dummy error. So let's do that. And what we're going to do is take the information and put it into the exception to return back up to the calling method. So let's actually do that. So I'm going to do the old trick of actually, we're going to divide by 0, which will cause an error to occur. And without the error trapping, this line would break. So we're going to say x equals x divided by 0, which will actually be an error. So that's just a quick little trick. That's just an easy way. There's other ways to spoof an error, but I kind of like this because it's quick and easy. So we're going to cause the error on this line, and the catch, of course, will catch the error. Okay, so here's where we're going to do our throw, but first we're going to put the error into a variable. So we're going to say exception, and we'll call it my ex, just to show that this is not a system variable, it's a variable we're making. Okay, and we'll throw that error back. And you notice the red line, which means something is wrong. So I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to hit Alt Enter, and we're going to use using system. Okay, and that's what we need up there, using system. And now you can see that we're going to take the exception, put it into this variable, and we're going to throw it back. But now we have to catch it up here. So we're going to do that. So we're going to do a try catch up here. I'm going to put our run do in the try catch. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing up here, where we're going to capture the exception, and this is the exception that's being returned. So we can call this again anything we want. Instead of calling it my ex, I'm just going to call it ex, which is very common. And so what's going to happen is we're going to cause the error here. This is going to catch the error, which we'll put into my ex. Then we're going to throw it. It'll come back up here, okay? It's going to come back up here, and then we're going to take it and capture it and put it into this variable right here. Okay, so let's watch that run and let's follow it. Put a breakpoint here, and we're going to give it a run, okay? So this is the first time I'm running the program, and so we're going to have a little bit of a slow startup time, but there we go. We're starting. Okay, so we're here, and now the error is going to occur. So there we go. We can't divide by 0. Dividing by 0 is illegal. So we're going to get an error message, and actually get an error. And we come down here, and we're going to catch the error. And then we're going to throw the error back up. And you can see that when we throw the error back up, the catch will catch the error we're sending back up. And we're taking the exception and putting it into our variable ex. Okay, so let's look at doing something with that. So now I can do message box show, because this is a Windows form. You know, in a web API or something else, you would actually show it a different way. You know, using something like Razor or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say ex.message. Okay. So we're going to actually print. We're going to print to the window. We're going to post it. Or actually, we're going to show it. The message box. We're going to do message box.show because this is a Windows form, and we're going to actually show the error. So my EX is going to get thrown up. When it gets caught, it's going to go into EX, and then we're going to show the message that's coming back. Now, the thing is, that's only one message, so we're going to actually add more information to the throw because it's really not enough information for you to do things like logging or emailing and things like that. So let's actually run this. Okay, so here we go. We're going to catch it. We're going to catch the error. The error is going to get thrown back up, and it goes into EX. Okay. So now, when we run this, you can see it says attempted to divide by 0. Okay, so like I said, and there's the form that we're working in. So like I said, you want more information. Usually, when you throw an error back up, it's not enough just to get the message. Attempted to divide by 0 doesn't really tell us, that much. So we might want to give it more information. So let's do that. So we're going to add, and we can actually add to the exception that we made. We can actually add it as data. So we're going to make it as data, and we're going to call it a variable name. So let's call it more info. Okay. And I'm going to say more info, and I'm going to say I tried to divide with a 0. Okay. And we'll say, silly. Okay. So we want this message to come back up with the exception because this is where you might log it. You want more information. You can actually do something like this. You can say, here's the name of the module that I was in. So let's do that. So you say run do. Now, when you log this, you'll have more information about the module where the error occurred. So I'm going to copy this, and we'll go back up here. I'm going to put this in here, and this will give us more information. So now I'm going to do the message box show again. And we'll do it before. Okay? And now here's one thing about this. You need to convert it to a string. Now, when the message comes back, we're putting it into EX. So we're not actually putting it into my EX. My EX was below. So we're going to put it into EX.data. So this data that we put in using this key gets passed up to here, okay, and goes into EX. So EX.data more info, because that's the key that we used, and it has to be a toString. We have to convert it to a string. So it has to actually be a string, because otherwise you'll get an error message. Okay. So now we're going to show what we put in ex.data more info. And of course we need another one here, so we'll do that. Okay. So we're going to show two message boxes. We're going to show the first one, what we put in ex.data, because .data allows us to extend the exception, and we can put more information in there. And we can, if you use data.data.add, you can keep adding more keys. Okay, so let's run this and we'll see. Okay, so here we go. The error is going to happen. Okay, and it does. And now ex.data, we're adding a key for more info. We throw it back up. There it comes. And now it's in EX. And so now we're going to show the message that we put into that key. So run do, I tried to divide with a 0, silly. And now we'll do the ex.message, and that's the standard error. So the other one is our custom error, our custom error message. So pretty much that's how you can add more data to a throw. And that's it. That's all there is to it.